So that first crew of cats I was hanging out with, I was looking for names, and I was changing names like every time I got on the bus. I was like 6 different names, like ex-con, like crazy guy, you know what I mean, all the typical stuff, and nothing was just really clicking. And then I was the only one that danced out of the group, and and I was the only one that liked house music like that heavy. And so I would call them new wavers, like, oh, you guys are a bunch of new wavers. You know, because they had the sideways mushroom haircuts, and they wore eyeliner, and and so I would call them new, but they were my boys. I would call them new wavers, and then they just kind of started teasing me back, like, oh, what are you, house? Your house? I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm house. I'm house. Okay.
And I didn't plan on talking about this, but it's been semi recent that Dizzy, and shout out to Dizzy, and shout out to Supernatural's crew. He posted up something not too long ago about.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Dizzy over here.
Yo, what's up, y'all? B-Boy Flea Rock.
And right about now, we're going to be talking about a presentation, something that we've been discussing a lot behind the scenes, about why are B-Boys so broke? Why is there no money in the culture? How would you explain what we're talking about, Flea?
So basically, from my point of view, we're talking about also not only why are B-Boys so broke, but also about how we can make a change for the better, and how we can uplift our culture and our market, where B-Boys don't have to be broke, and B-Boys actually get treated better and more on a respectful professional level, where we can actually have a real career out of what we do and what we love, where we can afford to have houses and cars and travel and take vacations, and basically upgrade our culture. We're trying to upgrade the culture to where we don't have to be like, oh, I want to break, but I also have to become a lawyer or a doctor. No, I can just break, and I can be a breaker. I could be a B-boy and have an actual great income yearly, and live off of my art form. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's right. Oh man, preach.
B-Boys being broke, and that seemed to cause a semi crap storm, where you had people chiming in, and some had supportive things to say. Some were just like, don't be pocket checking. Who are you to say that? People devote their lives to this. What's your stance? First off, I didn't even think that it was pocket watching, because he wasn't like, saying, why does such and such have so much money? Because that's usually the definition of pocket watching, when somebody's succeeding and you like start questioning them, right? But why do you think that there seems to be a really small amount of people that can actually make any sort of living off of the culture, no matter their talent level?
That's I mean, all of these conversations are layered conversations, right? But the thing is, first, it's what's your definition of success, or making it, or within the culture, or does it mean, so we have to be real clear. And I think that's where some of the I don't think I caught the Dizzy post. I caught Rock's Rights post today. Then now I'm seeing what it was to. I wasn't sure what it was in reference to. But it's figuring out, like, let's be very clear. Are we talking, and for clarity, like, okay, we're talking about success, meaning that you're a competitive breaker, and that's what success in the culture is, because that might be it for some, and cool, that's cool. There's lots of lanes for it, but that might not be it for somebody else. For somebody else, it might be working with kids their entire life, and you're never going to hear about this person. You might not even see them as Cypher necessarily, which, they should, but so we got to really define what those things mean. Again, to me, it's if you've ever been if you're a B-boy or B-girl or a writer or an MC or a DJ, you were really about that. That doesn't go away. That doesn't, again, to me at least, even if I became a doctor, you're still going to feel hip hop flavor in my office. You're still going to feel hip hop flavor in my practice, in the way I approach things, in the way I handle my business. So that doesn't go away. So isn't that me still making money using things I learned through the culture? Isn't that success? We don't need everybody to break, everybody to write graffiti. We need doctors, we need, lawyers, we need, engineers, we need all these things. So, it's a difficult question to answer without defining what success means to people. As why is there very few, people strictly competing? Well, because it's we don't have the product for it the way other things like that do. I mean, as far as dance, that's why rap is where it's at, whether you can argue good or bad, but it has a product that you can hand to somebody, that you can sell, that you can put. It's a little bit more difficult for dancers, but people like Dizzy are putting out shoes, doing collabs with Spin Theory right now. So to me, it's let's define what success means, and then we can go from there. Otherwise, the conversations don't always make sense. And again, what people are saying, like, if you're looking down at somebody because they're broke, well, what does broke mean? That I don't have a Benz, that I don't have a mansion, that I don't have debts? Is that because maybe I don't got cash in my pocket, but I ain't got no debts? And you got lots of cash, but you got lots of debt. So who's broke? So it's defining those things first, and then breaking down what we mean. Because some of these cats in some of these countries that we see that are the most incredible, doing the most incredible movements, they're broke. But man, I bet you they probably eat fresher fruit than you and me. I bet you they get to experience nature and life and earth. And so it's defining all those things. But as far as the competitive, we just don't have the product in that kind of manner. And should we? Do we need it?
And I mean, when I was looking at it, I was like, well, why are a lot of B-boys broke? Probably because a lot of people, if we're going by this definition, are broke, and if so some percentage of those people are going to be B-boys, you know what I'm saying? So, and
the other thing too is, sorry to cut you off, is that like some of those questions seem like why people, why is this demographic broke? Because it's this demographic. Now we go into a bigger thing. Is because we're in this system, and we are the thing that supposedly came against the system, specifically the kids that were like no more. So why are we surprised that we're broke, we're traumatized, we're angry, we're all of these things?
Yeah.
Just because you see just the pretty colors, you see us getting out there and like, what do you mean why? Because we come from these demographics. We come from we've been under the system. You mean that we're hopefully starting to wake up to, so, and we got to just figure, and that's the thing, we have to, man, we're on the same team. Like, you making $100,000 more than me don't make you not broke. You know what I mean? If you still walk into a room and they still look at you the same way they look at me. You know what I mean? So it's like, man, let's get it that we're on the same team. There's that 1% up there, and then there's the rest of us. You might fall somewhere down in that trickle in that line, but we're on the same team. So let's squad up. I don't know. But yeah.
No doubt. And like I said, like you were alluding to, that question opens up so many more questions. And to his credit, I think that's just all he was trying to do, is throw out a question that was going to spark conversation, and it did.
Yeah, and that's what Dizzy is. That's how Dizzy moves. You know what I mean? And again, Dizzy moves the way he moves, and you can like it, can not like it. I don't love everything that he does, but I do got a pair of his shoes. Why? Because regardless of how I feel about that or person, it's a B-boy. I hope he comes from a good family, supernaturals. Cool, I'm going to support that. I haven't even worn the shoe yet, you know what I mean? But I'm still going to support it regardless. And then we can figure out our personal, discussions later on, but let's support each other. And if he ends up being a douche, he ends up being a douche. That happens. You know what I mean?
Word. And I know, for those of you who guys watch the show, whether religiously or in passing, you're probably wondering, when is he going to get to the traditional question of how did you get into hip hop? But talking to somebody like House, who has done so many things and continues to do so many things. There's so much pre-conversation that happens before we even get to how you got into hip hop. And one of those is,
you know, right now when you think of the president, you don't think of like you don't get like a nice thought in your head. So I'm like, man, I don't want presidents get killed, y'all. So
right.
you know, so but in the context that I know Johnny that it came from and that it comes from, and even you know a lot of the homies even outside of my crew call me Prez, and so I know the context and respect that it comes from. You know.
For more quality content from Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, don't forget to press the like and subscribe buttons. Let us know how we're doing down in the comment section, and to make sure that you don't miss anything from the channel, smash that notification bell. We appreciate the love and support. Peace until the next episode.